Ellie Johnson was not your typical teenager. At 17, she possessed an almost supernatural ability to discern when someone was lying. It wasn't a sense she was born with, it came to her one stormy night when a lightning bolt struck the oak tree in her backyard, sending a strange energy coursing through her body. Since then, Ellie had kept her gift a secret from everyone, including her best friend James. James, on the other hand, was an open book. He despised lies, and his straightforward nature often got him into trouble. He and Ellie had been friends since elementary school, sharing a special bond that words couldn't describe. They knew each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they could communicate with just a glance. One evening, Ellie and James were at their favorite diner when a mysterious man entered. He had a peculiar energy that made Ellie's skin prickle. She could tell immediately that the man was surrounded by deceit. He took a seat in the corner booth, his eyes scanning the room before settling on Ellie. When their eyes met, Ellie felt a jolt, similar to the one she experienced the night of the lightning strike. The man's gaze lingered on her for a moment too long before he turned his attention to the menu. James noticed Ellie's reaction and nudged her gently. "You okay?" he asked, concern lacing his voice. "Yeah," Ellie replied, though her eyes were still fixed on the mysterious man. "I think that guy knows something." "About what?" James followed her gaze, landing on the man in the corner. "I don't know yet, but I'm going to find out." Over the next few days, Ellie started to notice more peculiar events. She would see the same man lurking around her school and her neighborhood. She tried to dismiss it as coincidence, but the feeling in her gut told her otherwise. She decided to confront him. One late afternoon, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Ellie saw the man again, standing by the old oak tree in her backyard. "Who are you?" she demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. The man turned slowly, a sly smile playing on his lips. "Names are insignificant. What matters is that you and I are connected in ways you cannot yet comprehend." Ellie felt the air crackle with tension. "What do you want?" she pressed, stepping closer to him. "To help you," he replied, his voice almost a whisper. "Your gift is both a blessing and a curse, and you're about to face trials that will test your limits. You need to be prepared." Prepared for what? Ellie's mind raced with questions. "All in good time," the man said mysteriously before vanishing into thin air. Ellie's life took a drastic turn after that encounter. She started having vivid dreams where she saw fragments of the future and pieces of the past, all tangled in a web of lies. She realized that her ability to detect lies was just the beginning. She was on the brink of discovering something much greater, a hidden world where truth and lies were two sides of the same coin.
Once upon a time, in a little village surrounded by rolling hills and vibrant fields, there lived a curious kitten named Whiskers. Whiskers had the fluffiest tail and the most sparkling eyes, always filled with dreams of adventure beyond the village borders. Every day, he stared at the hills and wondered what lay beyond them. One day, "I'll go on a grand adventure," he would declare, his tiny paws tapping eagerly. Now, in this village lived a wise old owl named Oliver. Oliver had traveled far and wide and knew the secrets of the forest, the whispers of the wind, and the songs of the river. Seeing Whisker's excitement, Oliver perched beside him and said, "Curiosity is a beautiful thing, young Whiskers, but adventures can be challenging." Whiskers puffed out his chest. "I'm ready for challenges. I'll never give up." He twirled around in determination, making Oliver chuckle softly. One sunny morning, Whiskers decided that it was time to set off on his grand adventure. He packed a small sack with his favorite snacks, a tiny blanket, and a shiny pebble for luck. With a deep breath and a brave heart, he stepped beyond the village gates. The path was not easy. It twisted and turned through dense forests and across babbling brooks. Whiskers met many creatures along the way. There was Benny, the bouncy rabbit, who taught him how to find hidden paths, and Tilly, the turtle, who showed him the value of patience. Sometimes the journey was tough. Thunderstorms rumbled in the skies, filling the air with booming roars. Whiskers shivered under wet leaves, but he remembered Oliver's words about challenges. With each drop of rain, he whispered to himself, "I'll never give up," and soon the storm would pass. Days turned into weeks, and Whiskers grew stronger and wiser. But there were moments when he felt lost and lonely, wondering if he'd ever see his cozy village again. It was during one of these moments that he stumbled upon a hidden valley filled with the most beautiful flowers. It was like a secret garden, untouched by time. In the heart of this valley, Whiskers discovered an ancient tree with a door carved into its trunk. Curiosity sparked in his eyes, and as he pushed open the door, he found himself in a room filled with books and maps of the world. By a crackling fire sat an elder cat known as Sage. Sage nodded knowingly. "I've been expecting you, young traveler." It takes courage to seek out the unknown and kindness to embrace it. Sage shared stories of far-off lands and magical creatures, inspiring Whiskers even more. Whiskers realized that his adventure wasn't just about reaching a destination, but about the journey itself, all the friends he made, and all the lessons he learned. Sage gifted him a special map, one that would always guide him home. With newfound wisdom, Whiskers decided it was time to return to his beloved village. As he journeyed back, he carried the heart of a true adventurer, never giving up and always believing in the magic of dreams. When he finally returned, the village celebrated the tales of his courage, and Whiskers knew that adventure and dreams always lived on, so long as one never gave up. The lost child wandered through the dense forest, his heart pounding with fear. He had strayed too far from his village, chasing after a butterfly, and now he was hopelessly lost. As the sun began to set, the shadows grew longer, and the forest seemed to come alive with strange noises. The child shivered, wishing he had never left home. Suddenly, he heard a soft voice calling his name. It was a soothing voice, promising safety and warmth. Desperate, he followed the sound deeper into the woods. He soon found himself in a clearing where three old witches sat around a bubbling cauldron. They looked up as he approached, their eyes gleaming with mischief. "Welcome, little one," the first witch cackled. "We've been expecting you." The child hesitated, unsure whether to trust them. The second witch smiled, her teeth sharp and glistening. "Join us in our game," she said, "and we will help you find your way home." The third witch, the kindest looking of the three, handed him a small, glowing stone. "This will guide you," she whispered, "but only if you play by